Hello, I'm Mateo Barreto, and this is my persuasive speech, and this is my audience. Many relationships depend on one person financially, which is a result of old gender roles, as the male would work to provide for the family while the wife would manage the home. Currently, we try and break these gender roles so that we may promote equality by encouraging everyone to be employed and independent enough to take care of themselves. After suffering from a divorce emotionally, having to pay and sacrifice your financial stability is very hard for some people. In letters sent to South Carolina alimony reform, one person explains how he only had $2,200 a month to live off of while paying $2,700 a month in alimony. This was from Alimony Hardship Stories, no date. Many people find it hard to be financially stable after a divorce. The laws for alimony upon divorce have negative financial impact on one spouse, and divorce rates are high. It is too often that the spouse that provided for the couple loses a large portion of their hard-earned money because the other spouse did not become financially independent and responsible. Many people have to be careful when picking a partner, as divorce can have a significant impact on their own financial stability. And divorce rates were 6.7 per every 1,000 women in the United States. The U.S. Census Bureau said this in an article in 2020. The CDC has data that shows in 2015 there were about 800,000 divorces in the US, and then in 2019 there was about 760,000 divorces a year. This was from a CDC study in 2021. People can lose a sizable amount of their salary to alimony, which could compromise their own financial stability. On the website, marshalls.com, there is an alimony calculator that determines how much alimony would be paid between two partners upon divorce. This is it. As you can see, I have put that the payer makes $100,000 before tax and the payee makes $20,000 before tax. In this scenario, the person that makes $100,000 is the breadwinner of the family. After taxes, he would make about $7,500 a year, and after taxes, the non-breadwinner would make about $16,000. If they were married for about 6 years, the average alimony per month would be about $2,000. According to an article in 2019, the necessary expenses that one might have could be up to $67,000 a year, leaving about only $8,000 a year if we use the previous example, which would only leave $670 a month after those necessary expenses are paid. I got this information from an article written by Giovannetti in 2019. This is unfair to someone who worked hard to be financially stable. Alimony should not be awarded by law upon divorce. It is very important to be financially stable in the US, and this means for most people getting a job or a career. However, there are a lot of people who only have one breadwinner in the family. Having one breadwinner is a result of old gender roles, but now there are ways for both genders to make an honest living. I got that from an article by T. Law in 2020. Right now, many people have a fear of marriages because it means they might have to support the person they choose to be with, even if they choose to leave them. One California man's quest to abolish permanent alimony payments from 2020 is an article that discusses this. In olden times, men would provide the money for the family, and that led to unequal treatment between the genders. There have been many strides to gain gender equality, like in 1911, when there was a woman union protest for better working conditions after a warehouse fire that killed workers. This was from an article by the University of Maryland, no date. It is important to keep making strides to improve on the way things are as we work towards gender equality. And removing alimony is a good way to promote independent financial stability for everyone. There are many positive effects that removing alimony could have on society. Getting rid of alimony would promote both members of a relationship to be financially responsible, as marriage would no longer guarantee that someone would be provided for. Many people who are struggling to be financially stable due to alimony, despite having a successful career, would be able to have all of the money that they had worked for. Without alimony, both partners would be promoted to become financially independent and financially responsible. Financial stability can be independent from relationships. I encourage you to act now and help the unfair system of alimony. Please go sign the petition called Change for Alimony Laws, Alimony Reconsideration as Federal Law instead of State Law on change.org website. Also, please reach out to our state governor, Gavin Newsom, today at 916-445-2841 and tell him of the problems with alimony and why it should be abolished. Thanks for listening.